Okay, welcome back to Hangar 51. Today we're going to do the build of the new Xfly Twin Otter, 1800 millimeter, sold through Banana Hobbies. So I did a little pre-emp work for it. So the first thing, they want you to put the wings on first. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put the landing gear on first. I don't want to be building the whole airplane after I've installed the wings. I'd rather do those last. So there's a screw bag here with 6 little screws in it. Little self-tapping machine, or not machine, but either a wood screw or a sheet metal screw. Since it's screwing into plastic, I'm going to call it a plastic screw. But yeah, it's self-threading. The 2 extra screws, I don't know what they're for. We'll find out if they're just extras or if I need them somewhere else. We'll find out. So I got the 4 screws out. I've already taken 3 of the 4 screws out of the bottom of the thing because I just don't want to waste time with you watching me unscrew screws. So let's get the main gear on first. So this particular retainer here is held on with 4 screws. The screws are already in the airplane. You just have to take them out. This panel only goes in one way, and there's a notch in it. The notch is to allow for the servo wire to come through if you have the floats, because there's a servo on one float. It is a steerable float, one of the pontoons. So you can pass the wire through here. So while you're swapping out the main gear, you can pass the wire through at the same time. So the gear came already assembled. The little fairings are already on it and the wheels. This is just the way it came out of the box. And all you have to do is install it on the airplane. So make sure you have it going the right way. The fairings have to match up with the taper of the back of the airplane here. So, and then you put this back in. Just line up the notch where the wire passes through. That fits right back in. And then there's just put the 4 screws in that you took out back in, and that's as simple as that is. Doesn't get much easier than that. Okay. Alright, let's just tighten these up. Oh, that bugger's kind of tight. Okay, one final tweak on the screws here. Okay, so that takes care of the mains. Alright, the nose gear goes in through the front as an assembly. Everything is here. Just send the wire in. I don't think, now that's not going to help any, so we're not going to worry about taking the nose cone off. The nose cone is just on with a magnet, guys. Very nice. Really well done there. So we'll just stick that back on. Okay, and then this drops in through here. So let's just send the wire in. easy access from the battery hatch, which is huge on this airplane, so there's no problem getting to the wire once you install this. Okay, so you drop that down in there. Pretty obvious which way it goes. The paint scheme is self-telling. And then we're going to use these 4 little self-tamping screws right here. And these are Phillips heads, so you're going to need a small Phillips head driver. Now I'm going to find one that fits better. It's not bad. Let's see. Oh, that's much better. Okay. A little secret for you guys: when you're using these self-tamping screws that are making their own threads, go in a little bit, back it back out, go in some more, back it back out. Just keep going back and forth. It makes it so much easier for it to cut the threads when you back out and then go back in again. So I highly recommend that. It just makes life easier, makes the screws go in easier. It only takes an extra second, but it really makes a big difference in getting them to cut into there better. Just back it back out, screw it back in. Don't ever tighten them all the way up. Leave it loose until you get all 4 of them started. You want to always get them all started first before you try to tighten any of them. Wow, that felt like it already had threads in it. Now I'm wondering if I cross-threaded those. I didn't think I did, but maybe I did. Yeah, these are threading in like there's threads already in there. Huh. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Okay, there we are. So now the landing gear's on it, and I've got a nice stable platform to work on. The plane's just going to sit there on its landing gear, so that's terrific. Okay, next we're going to put the tail on. The tail has a spar. So there's a long, thin spar that goes in the horizontal. Okay, and then there's a fatter, shorter spar that goes in the tail. Okay. I don't think it matters which way, if you put it on there first or on the tail section first, but you have to put this spar on first. Okay, so we're going to set that in there and then plug in our connections. Now, there's a Y harness here. Okay, there's 3 wires, 2 of them are wired together. That's the rudder and the light, your beacon on the top of the tail here. Okay, so. And it's not marked what it is, but the other one is marked elevator. So the only thing left is rudder. So they put the rudder, they put the rudder and the nav light together in this Y harness. And this was already done for you, so there's nothing to do here. I'm just checking to make sure the connections are tight. They seem to be okay. The power is going the right way on this one. Yes, okay. And yeah, so that's all set. So So make sure your wires are good, and just like I said, the rudder one's not marked, but the elevator is, so it shouldn't be too difficult to keep that straight. Okay, and so just plug elevator to elevator first, and you can't go wrong, because then the only thing left is the rudder. Make sure your light, make sure your colors match: yellow to yellow, brown to brown. Because if you get it backwards, it not only will it not work, but you're gonna have to take this all back apart again to fix it. So, check it twice, so you only have to do it once. Okay. Make sure it's in the self-locking. These are the self-locking connectors. Very nice. I love these. I'm really glad they went to those. And so we'll just plug these in here. Again, I'm checking to make sure my polarity is correct, so I don't ever have to take this back off to fix something I should have fixed the first time. Make sure they're locked. Okay, and then I'm going to reach inside the airplane here and just kind of gently tug on these wires to pull them back into the airplane. Take up the slack. That's all I'm doing, is just taking up the slack. Not a big deal. Just it makes it easier. If the wires are already up inside the plane, it makes it easier for them to let me go on this one. No, that ain't gonna work either. Alright, well, we'll just go this one. Alright. I thought I was twisting the wire around, but really not. We're good. Okay. So we're going to slide that on like that. And then the 20 millimeter, you get 3 20 millimeter screws. They're just like FMS used to do. They give you an extra. So you've got 3 in the backpack. You only need 2. So one on the top here and one on the bottom. Okay. And I dropped it on the floor. Never tighten the screw until you have both of them started. You want to get them both in started first, then you go back and tighten them. Okay? This makes it easier in the long run. You get them both started so that you know they're threading in, and then you just tighten them up. Don't over tighten these guys, because all you'll end up doing is crushing the foam. This plastic insert's going to crush the foam and leave a wrinkle. So you don't want to over tighten. Just snug it up and you're good. Okay, so now on to the so what you have left in screws here is several of these small, short we've got a couple flat heads. I don't know where they're going to go. I was assuming they were for the landing gear, but those screws were already installed, so we don't need them for that. But maybe okay, I bet they're for the horizontal. And then there's one button head screw. I don't know where that goes yet. We'll just have to wait and see on that one. And then you have 5 of the long screws, which are the ones that hold the wing on. So we're going to save those. So, all right, so putting this on, just a quick little tip to help you. It'll go much easier. Just take the foam here, the part that's going to slide into this receiver here, and just kind of squeeze it here. Just take your finger and thumb and just squash it a little bit, just like that. And it'll slide right in when you do that. If you don't do that, you're probably going to have a fight, and it's just much easier to just squash it, and you won't have to worry about it. Okay, so let me put this through first. That goes in a little tough. Okay, now we're going to put this back on and just get it aligned. And it slides right in. Boom, just like that. Okay, and then we're going to do the other side. Same thing. Going to squash the end here. Just got to squeeze it a little bit. It just puts a slight taper on it. That's all you need. Just that slight little taper. Makes it so much easier to install this. Okay. All right, so get that lined up. Make sure you get these lined up. It's a square tube again. A plastic square tube that these two have to go together to keep them aligned. So as you're sliding this in, you got to get these aligned. And then it should go on the rest of the way. Just like that. Okay, so now your elevators are together here. And you're ready for your 4 screws. Okay, so I'm getting tail heavy here, so I need to put ballast in it. So let me stop here. I'm going to stop the video. I'm going to go get some, I'll go get a battery pack to put some ballast in it. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I went and got a battery to put in there. I put a 6500 6S battery in there to strap it in. I think I know why they wanted you to put the wings on first. I'm guessing the motors might be enough offset to maybe let it sit on its landing gear without the battery. I don't know. I still like this way better. It's easier to just put a battery in it and finish putting it together this way. Especially since now that I know the screws go in through the top, there's no reason to even flip it over into a plane stand. So I definitely like the way I'm doing it better. So I already put the other wing on just to save time. You don't need to see me do it twice. Okay, so let me give you some details on the wing first. This is a really, guys, I got to tell you, the detail on this thing is amazing. It really is. They did such a nice job on this. You've got, well, let me get close here. I'm gonna get the other camera here. And I know the green screen's making it look a little funky, but you get the gist of it. So what you can see here, you see the detail here, all the ribbing. This is beautiful. Okay, so and it goes all the way across the flaps and the ailerons on the top. Not on the bottom, but on the top. You've got that ribbing all the way across the wing on the top of the wing. And then on the bottom of the wing, it's got where your wing tube goes, your wing strut. It's marked on it left wing. Okay. Not only does that mean this goes on the left side, but it also means that the wing part goes to the wing. It makes a difference. It won't go on the other way. So you're going to end up putting that little label that says left wing on the left side at the wing. Okay? Just remember that because it won't go on the other way. The holes are just off enough that it didn't go on the other way. So they look like they're in the same spot, but apparently they're not because I couldn't get the right one on. I flipped it around and it worked. So just to pass that on. All the control surfaces are submerged. Okay, so if you look here, you can see that you see all these hinge points here that are sticking up off the wing. I'm trying to get it where you can see it really well. Yeah, and right into the blue. There's one here on the blue. Okay, that's accurate. That's the way a beaver is. That it pivots off these arms, just like that. So that's exactly how it works, and on the real thing. What you don't see is any control horns because they're all hidden. They're all in the wing. They're all within the wing. There's a servo right here, okay? It's got a cover on it, no arm sticking out because the linkage is internal. It goes inside the wing and it connects inside. So there's no control arm, no servo arm, nothing. It's just You know, just an access door to get to it if you need to, but yeah, it's clean. Same thing with the flap. Here's the flap right here, another door. I don't know if that's going to show up on camera. Let me try that. Yeah, you can see it right here. So you see right here, this square right here is the servo for the flap. No arm sticking out, no control horn on the flap. It's all done internally. Beautiful, just beautiful. So no control horns on any of the wing. There is on the rudder on the elevator. You can't make everything exact, but this is, I mean, just leaps and bounds ahead of the game here to do it the way they did it. Now, they didn't invent this. I've seen this done before. As a matter of fact, if you watch my Spitfire build, the Spitfire flaps were done this way too. They were internal. Yeah, they did the ailerons and the flaps here. So beautiful. Okay, so the trick to putting this on, we've got exhaust ports here, on here. Nice cowl covering up the motor. Okay, the motors they spin the same direction. We don't have a right-hand rotation and a left-hand rotation. They're both regular rotation. So the props are the same, so the motors are going to spin the same way. All that's installed, you don't have to touch any of that. The ESCs, the motors, everything is inside the plane, already installed. So the wing's pretty heavy because the ESC and the motor are in here. Okay, all you have on the end is a receiver, the serial plug, like a mouse serial port plug here for the lights, the ailerons, and the flaps. And then for the motor, there's in the throttle, and then there's a XT60 plug right here in the wing that plugs into the other half there for the power to the motor, well, to the ESC. So, but everything else is handled through the serial plug. It makes it really easy to just plug it on, plug it off. Real simple. All right, and you're going to use now this comes with the button screws for the strut are installed on the wing and on the fuselage here. You have to back those screws out, and then you can install the wing tube, strut, and the wing at the same time. Make sure you've got the label where it says, this side says left wing. The left wing portion of it goes to the wing. So you want to put the other end in the fuselage, like this. And then when you put the wing on, you'll engage the strut at the same time to plug it into the fuselage. Whoop. Okay. And then we're just going to push it in. Just like that. Okay. All right, so I need my 2 flathead screws, the 16 millimeter flats. Okay. And, oh, that's the 20. Got an extra 20. Here's my 16 right here. There should be an extra 16 laying here somewhere. Okay, so let's put the 2 16s on. Everything's been a hex drive except the nose wheel was a Phillips screw. Everything else has been a 2.0 hex head on the whole rest of the airplane. Now this back one here, hang on, let me switch cameras again. Okay. So, same as before, this back one, I had to push the wing out a little bit to get it started. And then I went right in. And then the front one. And that went right in. Just going to test my connections here on all four of these, make sure they're all tight. Yep. Okay, and the last thing is just to reinstall the button screws that go on the strut, the wing strut. So let me grab those. It's really nice that everything uses the same screw. You only need one tool, you know, except for actually two. You need the Phillips screwdriver to do the nose wheel, and then the 2.0 hex to do the whole rest of the airplane. So that's pretty nice. It's really strange. The holes look like they're drilled in the exact same place, but they absolutely would not. With the wing tube flipped over where it said left wing was the tape the label was at the bottom. It just wouldn't go on. It was off just that much that it wouldn't go on. But if you put it on the other way, it works. It goes right in. So amazing how that tiny little bit difference made all the difference. Okay. All right, there we have it. That is, besides putting the props on and putting the radio in it. So the prop nuts are already on. And the spinners do have a back plate. And since they're not counter-rotating, it doesn't matter which spinner goes on which side. So I will balance my props, but just for visual reference here, I'm going to just put these on so you can see what it looks like. Wow. So apparently the shaft size is not correct because I can't get the prop on. And now I can't get it off either. Yeah, there's yeah, it's just not the right. Let me check the other prop. That one goes on. So this one needs to be reamed out because it won't go on, but this one did. So just put that on. That's interesting though. I don't know what screw. It wasn't in the bag with the spinners. No screws in there. So what screw do they want holding that on? Holding the spinner on. Let's take a look. I never looked at that part. So let's see what they want for the spinner. Let's see here. The 3x10 again. Okay. Is a flat 3x10? Is this tapered? It is. Okay, so the 3x10 screws, I said we had 2 extras. Well, here they are. Here's where they go. So you just put this in here, and you put this on here. And we'll just tighten that up and we'll be good to go. So I'll have to I'm going to have to resize the other prop because I can't get it on. Okay, so there you are. Let me put the lid on here, just like that. And with the exception of that prop being missing, we're done. There's your build. All right, so let me get a receiver and put it, and we'll put it in and get the thing lit up and finish it up. So be right back. Okay, welcome back. So here's the final assembled and ready to go. Both props are on. The only thing that was wrong with the other prop was just a little flashing on the hole. I just took an X-Acto knife and trimmed off the flashing, and it went right on. So I didn't even need a prop reamer. It was fine. Just a quick trim. So both props are on, and the plane's completely ready to fly. Radio's in, powered up, and everything works. And just a spectacular airplane, guys. Just really, really beautiful. I'm really impressed. This is just a beautiful airplane. They really did a nice job. Everything about it. I can't, I really can't fault anything on this airplane. The nose wheel is correct on a Beaver. The hinge point, the little fold mechanism is on the front. That is correct. So yeah, great build. I turned the green screen off because I wanted you to see the real color, just for this final closing. You can see part of the green screen right above me here. That's the background, and the green screen just makes the rest of it look that way. Otherwise, you'd be looking at my steel building, which is not very attractive. That's why I run the green screen. So anyway, but I just turned it off because you know how it's making the yellow invisible, and I wanted you to see the real true color on the final here. So this is it, beautifully done. And the only thing left, let me quickly just show you. The floats are assembled here. Very simple to assemble. They look like this. And they give you both. You can really reuse the landing gear just by taking the wheels off, and then you have the struts, the strut covers, the fairings. But if you don't want to bother with that, you can just release it from the plane and put this one on, which is exactly the same. The back one with the bend in it. Okay, if you look here, the back one has that double flare here, boom and boom. Okay. And the front one just goes straight. So, and this is exactly the same as the landing gear with the double bend. So that's on the back. You can use it just the way I have it here. I assembled it off the airplane so that it's easy just to install it. So the two bow wires are going across here. There's one here, one here. It's super easy to assemble. There's another bag of 8 screws. I think there's actually 10. I think there were 2 extra in there as well. That go in all 4. There's 2 in each corner here. 4 corners, and there's 2 screws in each corner. One to hold the crossbar in place, and one to hold the retract in place, or the gear itself, the landing gear itself in place. So, so a super easy build on those. And this one is got a rudder on it. Okay, right there you can see the rudder. And there's a servo already installed. The wire's right here. You just unhook this, send it through the hole in the bottom of the airplane, and you can quickly turn this into a float plane very easily. So that's all done there. And that's it, guys. We're all done. Beautiful airplane. Absolutely love it. So if you like this video, please subscribe. Hit the like button for me if you would. And comments at the bottom. Love to hear your comments. And yeah, check this thing out at Banana Hobbies. At $409 without the floats and $459 with is just right now. You can't touch anything on the market for that kind of price. I think this is a spectacular piece of engineering and artwork. Really just beautiful. So check that out at Banana Hobbies. It's made by Xfly, and we'll catch you on the next review. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.